Oh man, am I glad to see you. I was lost and I was like, I could use a friendly face. And there you were. My name is Paul Bartholomew. This is I Want to Hold Your Band. On today's episode, I welcome the amazing Liz Tuccillo. She is a writer of television and film and books and movies and plays. And I'm not speaking in hyperbole. She has written all those things. She literally does it all. Some of her work, you ask? Well, I'll tell you. You can calm down. Sex and the City, Divorce, or the books He's Just Not That Into You, or How to Be Single. Huh? Right? See? Get the picture? A lot. We talk about the club she was receptionist at in New York City in the 80s, the Area nightclub, very famous club that I didn't know about. The ice cream shop she worked at with a future Rock and Roll Hall of Fame member. Oh, that's intriguing. Her tear-filled performance of Evita, and of course the Christmas angel, David Cassidy. As always, links to all the songs we talk about are in the episode description, so you can click them and vibe along. So, anyway, I love you. There, I said it. And without further ado, Liz Tuccillo. I always ask, is what your first piece of music, song, artist that you remember growing up? Could have been...
My parents didn't listen to music.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Okay, we're not going to go past that for a second.
Uh-huh.
Your parents didn't listen to music at all?
No, working class, Brooklyn, not working class, but like middle class, Brooklyn, butcher, busy, single. No, there was no music.
Wait,
there was no time.
Did you not
There was no time for joy or levity.
So did you not have a record player? Did you have a unit still and music wasn't played in, or you didn't even have like a record player?
No, I guess we had a console with a TV and a record player. Yes, there was a record player. But yes, okay. So there was maybe in the corner, in the closet, in the corner, there were albums.
And were any of your siblings?
Well, okay, so I have 4 siblings, but 3 were much older, so they were like kind of out of the house. So then I had my older sister, and then she's the one that I guess started listening to music first. And I also, okay, so my brother Bill was 12 years older than me, and he had the 45s in a little container.
In his room?
Yeah, I guess so. Or maybe he was off to college, and we just we inherited them. And then they were all these like funny 60s songs. Like in the 60s, things like songs were funny. So it was like Jolly Green Giant, and there was like Chickaboom, and like Eeny Beeny, Eeny
Itsy Bitsy Teeny Weeny Yellow Polka Dot Pea.
And the Red Baron song. Anyway, so like silly songs that were on 45s. So that was probably my first introduction to music.
And would you ever play those?
Yes, me and my sister would play them. We were like so excited. We thought we were being like so grown up because we were finding like our brother's music.
Did you discover it together?
No, I don't even know how they came to be, but I know that like there was this, I remember the case where the 45s were, and you had to put the little plastic thing in the 45 and put it on the thing. It was very exciting.
That's very like a case and opens like a treasure chest.
Yes, it was like that.
Did you play it downstairs, or did you have a record player in your room?
I don't even remember the record player, but it had to have been upstairs in the bedroom, like where we would sit and listen.
So maybe you had a small record player up, and you probably
it was
went
like
with
one
the
of those
speaker
little,
in it.
like the little 45s were like they were a little case.
And it had the speakers on it, probably.
I don't even remember speakers.
I'm sure it had the speaker. Well, it has to have speakers.
I guess because otherwise you wouldn't hear it. I don't know how these things work.
I don't know all the technical things.
That's a little too technical for me.
Well, see, okay, so that's something.
Okay, yeah.
So the 45s, and you remembered all those. That's
Okay.
a very specific.
All right, it's all coming back, Paul.
Okay. But your parents didn't really play
No.
any music.
I do not recall my mother or my father being like, let's put some music on. No.
Wow.
No.
You never heard that? Do you ever any memory of them like enjoying a song or?
No.
No.
Well, they were divorced when I was 7, so
okay.
There was no enjoying together. And then my mother was working all the time, so she really there was no enjoying. Literally, she'd come home and like make the shake and bake and
Right. Shake
and
bake.
the instant mashed potatoes.
Okay, and so how about? Do you remember the first piece of music that you bought?
You know, it would have been much later. It's like when like actually purchasing would be like really in high school, like where I was like purchasing like Pink Floyd and Moody Blues and Crosby, Stills and Nash. But that was like later. Like I remember, David Cassidy appeared in my life, but I think that was my sister must have bought it because I don't think I did that. I was too young.
Wait, so David Cassidy, and
was my first like, okay, this is everything.
Well, let's get to that because you listed one of the songs was My Christmas Card to You from 1971.
Oh, there you go.
By the Partridge Family.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it was on A Partridge Family Christmas Card was the name of the album.
Oh, thank you, Paul. You did a little Googling, I see.
So that song, do you remember? You remember?
I
David
remember
Cass-
everything about that song, yeah.
In what way? So when did you first hear it?
I heard. I don't know when I first heard it, but obviously it was at Christmas time, and I must have been like a preteen. But then we loved this one song, "Christmas Card to You," so we played it every Christmas morning, like in our pajamas. Like that was like it was not Christmas until you turned on that song turned on, and it was so exciting. And we also would play it while we were decorating the Christmas troops.
Oh, wait. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna sprint some more memories. We're gonna play this really quickly. We're gonna play "My Christmas Card to You," and
it's very emotional and lovely. It's a lovely, inspiring Christmas song.
Okay, so here we go. Peace and love surround you. It's a very hopeful Christmas song. It's a very like love.
It's like it's very lovely.
It feels very innocent.
Yes, it's very innocent and joyful, and he's just wishing us all. It's also very like David Cassidy's wishing us a Merry Christmas.
Dreamy.
To me and my family specifically.
So you felt that?
I did feel it. I felt like he was talking to us. Yeah.
I could see how that would get you into the Christmas. Like that would just everything's right in the world.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's sweet.
Mm-hmm. And then I ended up many, many years later working on a talk show, and David Cassidy was a guest. I got to meet him, and he was lovely. I did not mention the album.
Oh, I was just going to say, because it wasn't that expression, "Kill Your Heroes"?
Yeah, no, he was lovely.
Really?
Couldn't have been lovelier.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. And he was my first concert, so.
He was, okay, now we're getting somewhere.
It was a big, David Cassidy was.
How old were you when you saw David Cassidy?
I mean, I was not, I was like 11 or 12. Or, I
Who
was
did
like
you go
13.
with?
My mom and my sister. It was super cute. Maybe my sister's best friend, Carol, as well.
And where was it at?
Madison Square Garden.
Was it just him?
Oh, no. Tony Orlando and Dawn.
What was there? I remember them, but I don't remember.
Knock 3 times. And Tie a Yellow Ribbon on those.
Tie a Yellow Ribbon. That's the song I knew. How was was it, did it blow your mind?
It blew my mind. It was so amazing. We were so excited. My two big memories is that I realized what type of person I was because all the girls screaming, top of their lungs, so excited, like as they should be. And I was just like, guys, I can't hear him. I was like so mad. So that shows that I was like kind of an ass. And then there was a video projection, as they do, of him in the concert singing, and he was wearing a white one piece. What is that called? A one piece,
like a one piece
jumper with flare, and then like lacy tied up right there. But I remember this also that they panned from his feet up, and so but they were like
crotch.
And they get to the crotch, and I was like, ah, like I was like so like I was like that's so dirty. Like that was my first like, oh my god, this is so dirty. But it was like a second. But I was like,
so dirty, but also a little bit
like I was like. Look what they're doing. And then the girls were screaming.
They knew exactly what they were doing. Wow. And that was your first concert? Mm-hmm. Was your mom into him?
I'm sure she was not.
Oh, that's just...
Yes, that is a very sweet memory.
It's an act of love.
This is why you wish your parents were still alive, because you could be like, oh my gosh, Mom, can I... You know what? That was really nice. Do you remember? Then she wouldn't have remembered. But I'd be like, can you remember David Cassidy?
Okay, so let's go to... This is interesting to me. Like you put some... So for the listener, Liz, I have a questionnaire with different sections. And Liz, being the talented writer she is, created her own sections.
I'm a writer. I have to give notes. There's always about tweaking.
Dance songs, clubs, musicals, Pata Pata by Miriam Makeba.
Oh, yeah. I couldn't sing it to you because it would be so wrong in so many ways. But it's like a happy song. I think my sister must have played that. I think it's very 70s. It was very popular. It was very popular.
That's so interesting though that you remember.
It was so happy. It was like such a happy song.
Would it come on the radio or no? You probably had the record. She had the 45 single of it or something.
Yeah, and it was just like everybody loved. It was sort of like a very popular song that. It was like probably used in, I don't know if it was used in commercials, but it might as well have been. It was like really prevalent as a sort of very joyful, happy song.
Okay, so we're going to play a little of that song. We're going to play Pata Pata, Pata Pata.
I don't know.
Well, we're going to find out. Pata Pata, it's from 1967, Miriam Makeba. What a great song.
Does it make you happy?
How do I not know that song?
It makes you very happy.
That's like a super famous song, right? Everybody probably knows that song.
Well, of a time, yeah.
That's a great song.
It's really good.
It's so happy and joyful.
So happy.
What is she saying?
I don't know. I guess I should have found that out, but I don't.
That's okay. We live in the mystery.
I mean, Could you imagine if it was like really dark, sad lyrics, and we're just like,
Okay, so now we're going to talk about this is because this is very interesting to me. I want to talk to you about area nightclub.
okay,
Okay, so 1983 to 1987, 157 Hudson Street. So tell me about
157 Hudson Street between Hubert and Late, because I had to say that because I was the receptionist, and that was before there was answering machines. So it's like, hi, area nightclub, 157 Hudson Street between Hubert and Late.
Wait, so hold on. Okay, so let's back up.
Okay.
When did you become a receptionist at the club?
1980. Whenever, I guess like a year after it was opened.
So like 1984. It says it was 1983 to 87.
Yeah, 1984. Yeah.
And how'd you get it? Did you apply for the job?
I was scooping ice cream in the West Village, and then people there who were scoopers. I was making the ice cream in the West Village, and these people were ice scooping, and the scoopers all had jobs also in the mailroom of area, and they needed a lot of young people to be in the mailroom because their thing was that every 6 weeks they completely gutted the club and changed the interior and had a different theme. So they made a different nightclub every 6 weeks, and then they'd have these huge openings, and you'd get an elaborate invitation in the mail that was bananas. And you needed like an assembly line of young people to assemble the invitations. So for instance, opening night invitation was a jewelry ring box, velvet, like a jewelry ring box, inside a pill that you had, it said sign that said like dissolve in water, it dissolved, and then this little slip of paper said opening night area 157 Hudson Street. And it was like Madonna, Keith Haring, Andy Warhol, like Grace Jones, like that whole crowd.
Oh my God. I always want like.
But I was not there for that. But I came later, and every 6 weeks there were invitations, so we usually had a lot of work. And then I somehow just caught their attention, and with my incredible talent at stamping envelopes and whatever, that I became the receptionist.
So then you answered phones?
Yes.
What kind of calls did you take?
Oh, I will tell you what kind of calls I could take. I would get calls from like angry men from Queens who were like, you embarrassed me in front of my girlfriend. You didn't let me in. I'm going to come down. I'm going to kill you all.
What?
Yeah.
What would you say?
I'd be like, I wasn't there. I'm sorry. And then I'd hang up on them because I was, 21 years old.
Would you be receptionist during the day and then you go home in the club?
Yeah, like I wasn't, like it seemed like I was so cool because I worked at a nightclub, but I didn't really work at the nightclub.
You were there when the lights were on. You're like, it really just smells and looks.
Yeah, exactly. And so I'd work like a day job and then I'd go home. But I wasn't a hip and I wasn't cool and I wasn't fashionable, but because I did work there, I was able to go anytime I want. So I was able to be like the girl that was like walked through the crowd and be like, Gilbert. But I was like a girl from Bay Ridge. I was not in any way hip, but I had the kind of clout to be hip for a second. I remember there was, this was also back in the day where, anyway, there was no emails, there was no text or whatever. So I had to call people to invite them to the opening night. So I do remember calling Grace Jones, but I got her answering machine, and I called Lauren Hutton, and she was just like, how did you get my number? And like, so it was very exciting.
So I want to go now to a favorite song of yours.
Okay.
I can't remember if this was in the dance section.
I'm sure it is because there's nothing else.
1986, Brass Monkey.
Oh, yeah.
Beastie Boys.
Yeah.
So tell me about that.
I'm a little ashamed of this because the Beastie Boys went on to do many amazing songs. They became like very respected musicians.
Right. Paul's Boutique.
Very like, obviously brilliant and iconic and historic. And I like one of their most sophomoric, like early silly songs called Brass Monkey.
This album for me, like this was my introduction, Licensed to Ill, and it was their very first album, and it was different maybe than where they were going, and for whatever reasons. But I loved that album. But I'm interesting that Brass Monkey wasn't on the top of my. That wasn't that.
It's the hook of the first.
Bom 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 bom. Da, 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 da.
I could kind of hear those think that just all day long, just like bom 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 bom. Yeah, I just realized that I could tell this story as well. Going back around to the ice cream store, there was this kid, you already know the punchline to this, but there was a kid who was like writing poems when he was supposed to be scooping, but when it wasn't busy, he'd be like writing poems and And I was like, what are you doing? And he was like this like little white kid. And it was 1984 and like rap was happening, but not with little white kids. And he's just like, it's like, I'm writing raps. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, that's so sad. It's like, I'm going to be a rap star, like whatever. And I was
Wait,
like,
before
oh my God,
you go
so
on, the face that you just gave, you were just like 16 years old. You're like, oh my God.
Oh. And then it was Adam Horowitz. So joke's on me. Like literally a minute later, they were like opening up for Madonna at Danceteria. And then it's all coming back around. The 80s are all melding together.
How long were you working in like in the same kind of whatever?
I was a very short period of time, I think. But
can we go back to that? Like, why were you making while other people were scooping it?
Because it was very, very much more important. As I said, I rise to the top in these menial jobs. It was a ice cream store called Creamed Again first. Yeah.
Wait, there's
on Christopher Street. Yeah.
So many.
You don't need to say anything. Anyway, and so they taught me. It was run by these two women, and they taught me how to make ice cream. Or
can you make ice cream to this day?
No, you need a machine. No.
Let's go back though. I want to see. You would put in the thing the only albums you remember. Although maybe these will now be counter to your memories of the 45s, whatever. But you said you remembered Jesus Christ Superstar and Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. And why do you remember those? Like what?
I remember Jesus Christ Superstar because at the time, I guess I always wanted to be an actress. Like I always thought,
Oh, really?
So yeah, musical theater always like spoke to me. And Jesus Christ Superstar, I remember I just loved all the songs, but I remember, I would sing, I'd be in the basement, I'd sing at the top of my lungs, like weeping with Mary, saying like, I don't know how to love him. Like I was just crying. And then I was like very dramatic alone in the basement. And then there was, this is so dark. There was this section where they dun 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 dun, and then you hear the whips of like how many times he was whipped. I forgot there's a specific amount of number of whips. And so to the music, you're like, he's getting whipped. Oh. And like I remember just being in the basement like weeping that like about Jesus and he's getting whipped. But
you're just alone in the basement.
So weeping you must for Jesus.
You must have had then like also probably some sort of record player or 8-track player or something in the basement?
There was a record player. Yeah, then we moved on to 8-tracks. Forgot all about that.
8-tracks, yeah. Mm-hmm. They're like 8-tracks were very gratifying. They didn't sound great from what I remember, but there was a very gratifying noise when they would go in there and you press a button and it would go it would go to the next song. Mm-hmm. Very gratifying.
But they didn't last long.
They
were short-lived.
We had an 8-track player in our car though.
Really?
Yeah, and then later as it was going to cassettes, my dad from Radio Shack bought, and I remember it was this heavy metal piece, and it looked like an 8-track, but then you put the cassette in it, and then you could it was a converter. And then
whoa.
Yeah, we were pretty crazy in Flower Mound, Texas.
I do remember thinking about 8-tracks reminds me of the song that I listened to on an 8-track, which was like Carry On by Crosby, Stills and Nash.
Oh.
I remember that it was particularly on an 8-track that I listened to Crosby, Stills and Nash.
Because you probably specifically remember that Carry On.
Yeah, I don't know. That's what I remember. Anyway.
And would you listen to it? You remember it upstairs or downstairs?
Yeah, it was upstairs.
I'm kind of obsessed with where people listen to their music.
Upstairs in my bedroom as opposed to the basement.
Upstairs in your bedroom. So you had an 8-track. So you had listening devices around your
house.
Well, everybody kind of had certain.
Yeah. I don't remember thinking anything was super pricey until I bought a CD player from my boyfriend, and I was like, I bought a CD player, and that I remember feeling like it was expensive.
That's a nice gift for your boyfriend.
Yeah, it was amazing.
But seeing you, like, how old were you when you're down in the basement? I don't know how to love him.
Should I bring him down? Should I scream and shout? Should I speak of love? Oh my God! You're getting me to sing. And I'm not even drunk. Okay. And please cut this. Okay. I was like 9, 10, 11. I was not a teenager.
Wow.
And Sgt. Pepper's Lonely, I think was probably my brother's that they left. And I just felt like it was telling a story that I didn't really quite understand, but it felt like it was something deep and mystical that I should understand.
It had it vibrated that album with that kind of thing. I want to, just for us, and it may not do anything, but I'm really curious. Mm-hmm. We're going to take a pause. What was the Crosby, Stills, and Nash song? We're just going to have a few seconds of that.
Carry On.
Carry On. Okay, so we're going to listen to Carry On, and then we're going to come back. Carry On, Love Is Coming, the chorus. So you have to stick in there. The chorus doesn't happen until more than halfway into the song. Like it looks like about 2 minutes in the song.
I know.
They're harmonies.
Yeah, that's what they're known for, Paul. Oh my God. Get a lot of those harmonies on those guys.
We're going to switch to a trio kind of as we land the plane.
Okay.
A trio of musicals that you have down.
Okay.
Let's start with the first one, which is Sit Down, You're Rocking the Boat from Guys and Dolls. Why is that?
I just really, I do like songs that just make me really happy. So
that's interesting.
That song makes me, it's just a funny song. I remember it. I was a page turner for a piano player who played it at a community theater, all of Guys and Dolls. So I knew every song. And every time that song came on, I was a page turner, so I had to pay attention. But loved it so much. I thought it was so funny as a 13-year-old.
In Brooklyn?
Yeah, in Brooklyn Heights, the Brooklyn Heights Players. And I just thought it was so funny. And then I had the album and I'd listened to it and I just knew all the words. And I just loved songs that had a sense of humor, it told a story. And then the choreography was like the song, you could hear what the choreography had to be because it was so clear, like them jumping up and sitting down. And anyway, and then just recently, like a year ago, my sort of, I don't know what you call my friend's daughter, like almost like a little godchild, but not really, but like a little friend of mine. She was in Guys and Dolls, and it was a children's production of Guys and Dolls. So and yet it was wonderful. And yet when Sit Down, You're Rocking the Boat came on, I started weeping. Loved it so much.
You did?
I did. I started weeping.
I wonder what it is about
I love unison movement, and the song requires unison movement.
I do.
Movement. Unison, people moving together in unison makes me strangely very happy.
When did you realize that?
I think when I was working as a playwright and I was doing these sort of kind of weird dance theater pieces, I remember thinking like every time all the actors are dancing in unison, I'm like really, really strangely happy. But like when that whole time when there was flash mobs, is that what they were called?
Oh yeah.
I really loved. I was a sucker for a flash mob.
Oh really?
Yeah, I loved them.
That's so incredibly sweet.
It's like everybody just suddenly is all dancing at the same time, the same steps together. I mean, what's better than that?
They don't have to be like in perfect, just like choreographed movement together, or no, you like them all doing the same thing.
Step. When they're doing, I mean, it's fine, and else, and it's not really so great. Like if I saw a musical, like a polished Broadway musical, it wouldn't, if they start dancing in unison, it wouldn't make me weep. But it's like when normal people, seemingly average person, they're all starting to dance together.
And Sit Down, You're Rocking the Boat they're not supposed to be, it's like a more...
Sit Down, You're Rocking the Boat, like that they all have to jump up and say, Sit Down, You're Rocking the Boat, and then they sit down, ooh, and late last night I was on a boat to heaven. Ooh. Anyway, it's a joy, it is? Joyful. I like it. I enjoy a joyful song.
Can we go back to just briefly what sounds like one of the most boring jobs in the world to me, which is a page turner of music? Mm-hmm. How long you're standing there for the whole?
No, you're sitting next to the piano player, and I couldn't read music, so she goes like that, and she plays, and she gets to the end of the thing, she goes, and then you go, and then you're like.
How long would you do it for?
The whole show? Yeah, you have to page turn for the whole show.
What would you get?
Thrilling. So most thrilling.
Are you joking?
Adrenaline. Get to see the show every night. Get to see the actors backstage while they're hanging out. Oh my God, thrilling.
And what was the theater?
Brooklyn Heights Players.
And are the Brooklyn Heights Players still there today?
I believe they are. They are an institution.
Really? Mm-hmm. And how would you do it for a lot of shows, or did you just do it for that
I just did it for them. I don't know why. Well, because it was a pain in the ass. I mean, somebody had to drive me from Bay Ridge to Brooklyn Heights, to turn pages. I mean, my parents. I mean, God bless,
But you were happy as a clown, probably.
Oh my God, I was so happy.
You have a very, for joking about being a New Yorker, that's you just have a very beautiful Disneyland, joyous David Cassidy heart to you.
I think it's sort of inspiring me to listen to more happy music because I think it would probably put me in a better mood.
Liz, that's it. That's it.
Okay.
Well, thank you for...
Thank you. It was lovely. It was really fun to go back to my musical memories.
And I know you flew all the way from New York just to do this.
I know. It was
Are you just going to take a red eye back?
Yeah, it was just in and out.
Yeah.
For Paul Bartholomew.
Yeah, well.
And I want to hold your band.
Thanks, Liz.